Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 156. And we are back with another preview to another UFC pay-per-view. Let's go. UFC 312 from Sydney, Australia, going down this Saturday. How are you guys feeling about this one heading into it?
On paper, it's not very exciting in terms of name value, but I do think that it should deliver pretty well, and I am excited for the title fights.
Yeah, no. Pay-per-view worthy, the co-main and main event are. The rest of that main card? Kind of mid.
In the sense of names, I really do think they'll be fun fights. I'm really hoping at least.
Do you think this pay-per-view does more than like 200, 300,000 pay-per-view buys?
No.
I think it could potentially get to 200, but that's...
Like, I don't know about more, though. Maybe in the 200s, though, you know?
Like, yeah. Because, like you said, being excited for the title fights, we do have two amazing title fights, honestly, at the top of it. Middleweight championship on the line in the main event, the rematch between DDP, Dricus du Plessis, taking on Sean Strickland. Not exactly the fight that everyone was hoping for right away, you know, for Dricus making his second title defense, but it was an extremely close fight the first time around, going to a split decision, Dricus getting it done. Ginger, how you feeling about this main event and Sean getting the opportunity for this championship fight? And in Australia again, he has done good in Australia, fighting for the title.
I mean, that is true. I don't know. It's one of those things where you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's not the fight that I wanted. It's not the fight that a lot of people wanted. We all wanted Hamza to be in this position because Sean Strickland just waiting around for 10 months or however long it's been and just like beating Paulo Costa via split decision. Like, it just, after losing to Whitaker already, like,
yeah.
It just is what it is. Like, I understand it from a promotional standpoint. It's the rematch. Rematches can be bigger than the original, blah, blah, blah. I don't see it for this one. That's kind of how I'm feeling. I think I'm gonna edge this. Like, if I, like, me personally, after watching the first fight, thinking about it, seeing what they've done after, I'm giving the edge to Dricus because Sean is fine being in close rounds, whereas Dricus isn't. And I think that's what pushed it over the edge last time. I think that's what's going to push it over the edge this time. And potentially, like, even if Strickland tries to go out there and be more aggressive, he could overextend on a combo and potentially either get taken down, get countered, whatever it may be, and Dricus could either win that round or win the fight right then and there.
For sure.
Yeah, because it's like, I was saying with this matchup, in the rematch specifically, Sean fights the way Sean fights. Even if he decides to sit down on his shots a little bit more and put a little more power into what he throws, he still has the same fundamental way that he fights.
Yes.
And Dricus has now dealt with that. You know, he's now felt like how awkward it is. He's like learned to just be in there for 5 rounds with him. As to where Dricus is doofy and a bit more unpredictable. And I don't know if it's going to be as easy for Sean to adjust to Dricus' style than it is for Dricus to adjust to Sean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, yeah, I definitely think that I favor Dricus for sure. I feel like he's going to beat him better than he did in the last one. I feel like it's going to be way more convincing. He might get a finish. Don't know about that, but you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to finish Strickland, I will say that.
Yeah, for sure. He's only been knocked out twice and he ain't never been subbed. Like,
yeah. And because it, like you said, I feel like Dricus is going to be the one to make more adjustments and to even just have the confidence with going out there in the rematch and trying to go for whatever new game plan that he wants to do. The thing, and because like you said, Ginger, too, of like him having that power to make the difference in the rounds or win it, like, you know, outright. Yeah. I really do feel like Dricus is coming in with the mindset of this one. Like, he wants to go out there and finish on Strickland.
Yeah.
Like, because we, you know, talking about it with just Dricus' career and like his resume, 8-0 in the UFC. His first 5 fights, he was obviously looking good, but had some clear flaws in his game, was just struggling at certain points. And then the last 3, getting 2 finishes and 1 decision, that being a split with Sean Strickland, and then finishing much bigger names and better, like, you know, people on his resume in Izzy and Robert Whittaker. I really feel like he wants to make the stamp on this one to be like, no, like I finished these other guys, like I can go out there and finish on Strickland. And part of me really wonders if with him trying to do that, that's where it's all gonna go to shit. And it's because, like you said, he is just like, you know, doofy and awkward. And I do think that he'll be able to like adapt better than Strickland, but Strickland is extremely smart and a good striker. He's also a very good grappler at, like, you know, he got taken down 6 of 11 times, only 2 minutes of control time for Dricus. You cannot hold Sean Strickland down for shit. So it's just like, I wonder if he's gonna also having that 25 minutes with Dricus, all of those weird things. He's just like, okay, I have a better feel. That's true. With Dricus being more assertive and just putting on more pressure, it just might lead him right into Sean Strickland's typical style, and it might be a better fight for him. I don't know. I'm very interested in this fight though to see how it does play out.
I mean, I get that. I could see that. I'm not sure. It is one of those things like
No, because it's like at the end of the day,
it's hard.
Because it's with all of that, you know, and it's just that's so many different of what ifs of how things play out, you know what I mean? But this with everything that we know, and just kind of with both of you guys just agreeing, where it's like I feel like the potential adjustments that Dricus can make being more effective, and then just the physicality of him, that's just gonna be the things to make the difference in coming into this rematch, and he's just got to make it the most of those advantages.
100%.
And I mean too, with like if he can get with saying, you know, he went 6 for 11 on takedowns in like 2 minutes of control time, if he can actually tighten up some of those moments, you know, to get a bit better positions, just a bit better grips or whatever to actually hold down Sean Strickland and, like, you know, try and wear on the gas tank more, whatever, that would be very big for him too in this fight.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
I just don't know what difference he can do with the grappling, you know what I mean, other than trying to time things better.
No, that's kind of the thing. It's just trying to time things better so where he's able to get into better positions. Because it is hard to keep Strickland down. He's never been subbed in the UFC or in his career at all, MMA wise. And the thing with the striking is like people tend to misrepresent what happened the last time, because he was like Dricus was outstruck in pretty much every round, but except for round 2. But in round 3, it's by 2 significant strikes. In round 4, it's by 4 significant strikes. That is nothing, and most of those were probably either more than likely jabs from Strickland. So if anything, like if you go back and watch these rounds, more than likely it was Dricus landing the more effective hard shots.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's going to be what I think ultimately is what is going to sway this fight, because he already fought him again. So like that first round, it's not going to be as bad for him because now he knows what that style is like. And like Kay said, Strickland kind of just fights the way he fights. He doesn't make adjustments for the particular fighter he's fighting, from what it looks like anyway. Maybe there's things that we're not seeing, but like for the most part, it looks exactly the same.
No, definitely like just the one of those things of like minor details in the game of just, you know, wanting to like just go for certain things at certain times more, you know what I mean, like general game plan, whatever. But the way that he fights is just like the way that he fights for sure. But because I know even like Strickland mentioned it of like just because I forget if it was the 4th or 5th round, but like the cut that Dricus opened up on him, and just like Strickland saying that was just like a big thing where he felt like that kind of where it all went bad in the fight of just getting the like the cut opened up. But it's a great fight. It should be a whole lot of fun. Very excited to see how that all plays out at 185 pounds, and there is just no doubts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts at this point, other than just a pull-out of a scheduled fight. The winner is fighting Khamzat at this point.
No. Easily. Unless, like, Khamzat has to pull out or whatever, but... that's the way it should be. It should be Khamzat next. It should have been Khamzat here, but it is what it is. All right. Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously we went all into this in the last pod with like, you know, Nasruddin and just like the potential of sitting out for a really long time. do you think there's any potential of Dricus, say, winning? And even it's hard to say to go to a decision and like you won it easily or like didn't take much damage or whatever, but let's say he doesn't take much damage and wants to have a faster turnaround. Any shot you think that they'll give it to Nasruddin and let Dricus fight early, and then whoever wins, then they'll just fight fucking Hamzat in October?
I don't know. There you go, Ginger.
I was about to say, I don't know. I think it actually might have potential, just because I don't know how much of a pay-per-view start either of these guys are, and really all you need in that main event, or potentially co-main event, but more likely main event in October, would be Hamzat. I feel like he's the one who has the most star power, the most star potential out of everyone we're talking about.
Dricus definitely has a way bigger name than Nasruddin, and it would definitely be bigger for Dricus versus Hamzat. But that's why I'm just throwing it out there. Like, do you think that there's any potential for that?
I don't think so, because I'm also not so like driven in my head that like the winner fights Hamzat in October in Abu Dhabi. Like, I don't think that that's just the plan. You know what I mean?
You really don't think so?
I would not be surprised if it's International Fight Week in Vegas or something, or like I don't know. It's
again without the confirmation that Hamzat can fight. Like, once it is confirmed, then I will believe that. Right. But until it is said that he can fight in the US, Dana's just going to wait until Abu Dhabi. You know what I mean? Unless there's a Saudi pay-per-view, of course, but those have just been a lot of fight nights, For sure. That it's just, I don't know, because I know like with Saudi fight nights, it's Turkey has said that he wants bigger cards there and stuff, so it's like that's definitely something I feel like they would get a good enough site fee, to have like an event there with a pay-per-view, to do that. But I'm not, I don't know. It like if that is the only option of Hamzat in October and Dricus does really want to get back out there, then I feel like he will be like, okay, I want to let me defend my title 3 times this year. Cause it's like, I know that he did say after he beats Strickland, like he does want to fight Hamzat. So that's also where it's like, true.
I feel like everyone's kind of on board with that. It is just timing, which I feel like is a small part of it.
Yeah, no, everyone is on board with the Hamzat thing. The whole thing is whether Hamzat can fight in the US or not. Dana's
and that's supposed to get it done earlier.
Yeah, and Dana is confident that he can, especially considering Hamzat. I think he just got his what is it? UAE passport, and so that might help. I don't know exactly. Whether it does or not, but like, he's confident that they can get it done to where he can find the US. So like, it's possible we could get it even sooner. So then that just makes everything a lot more streamlined, because then you can have the winner of that fight Nasruddin in November, December or something.
Yeah. Bro, how sick would fucking International Fight Week be? Dricus versus Hamzat, fucking main event. Oliveira versus Max Holloway for the BMF title, co-main event. That'd be insane.
That would be insane.
Okay, awesome.
So you can't say that to me, because I was about to go on to a tangent of, do you think they put three titles on there?
Yeah, that's true. You can't.
I'm sorry, but we got it's a great main event. UFC 312, DDP Strickland. Let's see how that rematch goes and how everything plays out at 185. Going on down to the co-main event, a division where nowhere near as much fun is happening, and honestly, but. I have such mixed feelings about this now, because as soon as it got announced of Zhang Weili taking on Tatiana Suarez, it was just like, okay, yes, this is what I wanted you to do. Just give Tatiana the title fight, whatever. You know what I mean? That just no problems with that. But a real big part of me saying just give her that title fight was the easy intentions of having Virna Jandiroba as the backup fighter for this fight.
Yeah.
And the fact that they did not book one, obviously, we're now into Tuesday and just fucking everything seeming good, okay, so far, just knock on all the wood around. But like, I do not understand why they, after a year layoff to fight cancels last year for Tatiana, that they just book her into a title fight without a backup. What the fuck did the UFC
No, literally, like I don't
If
know.
this
No,
goes
for
through
real.
without a problem, they are so fucking lucky for it. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, because literally anything could happen. Like, literally, Strickland, the last time he was in Australia, they were afraid he wasn't going to be able to fight because he punched a fan. Like, the fact that they did it, yes.
Okay.
He punched a fan at the beach. But so they brought
Did
him
not
back
know that.
there and potentially have something similar happen, or Strickland just does something stupid. Don't have a backup for that. You have an injury-prone fighter in the co-main event for a different title. That's just not smart booking.
Yeah. A little bit mind-boggling with that one. But aside from all that, all things, if we get to Saturday, everyone makes weight and, just ready to go. Zhang Weili, Tatiana Suarez. How would you guys feel about this fight happening now, February 2025?
Bro, honestly, I don't know. I've been saying it and I still feel the same exact way of I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to win. I have no fucking idea. Zhang Weili is so fucking good. She is all around. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She is good on the ground. She is good on the feet. She is very physical. She is very strong. She is aggressive. All of the things. But Tatiana is also, she's obviously just, her ground game is just fucking stupid.
Yep.
Real good there. Real strong. Real controlling. Very good with the submissions. I don't know. I don't know if Zhang's fucking age and fight age in general is catching up to her at all, and I don't know if that's going to play a factor. I don't know, like, because it could be something where it's like Zhang goes in for the takedown and Tatiana ends up getting the sub because she's real good with the gillies and the Darson. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know. Is Zhang just going to be smart and just stay on the feet and just punch her up the whole time? Is Tatiana going to be able to hang or take her down herself because of it? Like, I don't know.
I have no, actually, you know what? I was just about to say I have no doubt in my mind, and I would just stop myself before I said that, because it's like I really do feel like Zhang Weili is going to be like, I have to keep this on the feet, and I have to strike with her, and she is going to be all in on just movement, circling around, like just landing the big shots, getting out of there, just sprawl and brawl kind of a thing at moments. But with that, it's just like she's just so good everywhere, so well-rounded, just an amazing champ. She's been increasing her and improving her grappling abilities like so much throughout these last couple of years. I don't think that within the first round or two she'll probably, but I wouldn't be surprised if by like round 3 or something, if Zhang's just like, let me start taking this to the grappling and let's see if I can take you down, or so. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised with that, but I do think that the smartest path for Zhang is to just sprawl and brawl, keep this on the feet.
Because then the second thing that like I'm also just very curious about is just in general, how is Tatiana going to look? Because if she doesn't go out there and like is able to finish her, you know what I mean? She has rarely gone 3 rounds. She's never even been booked for 5, and she has been off since August of 23. So it's like we are a year and a half later, and she has you know what I mean? She's been out of the ring for a year and a half. This is her first 5-round fight. Does she have the fucking cardio to do it? And not that I've ever like looked at her and was like, oh, you have questionable cardio, but it's just one of those things. Like, can you fight Zhang Weili for 25 minutes if need be?
Yeah. Completely unproven in that aspect.
Yeah.
I do have a feeling that as long as it's not like, just a fucking, like every time she goes for a takedown, she's getting stuffed and then just big shots on her. And like, it's just like she's constantly struggling. And like, as long as it's not like a terrible, like just a really bad fight for her, I do believe in her cardio to just be able to go 25.
I do too. I feel like she's gonna question though.
No, for sure. I feel like she's gonna be composed. I feel like she's gonna know, like, but that's the thing with Zhang. It's like, is she going to want to push the pace on her with her not ever going 25? Is she going to want to be maybe like just not go as hard? Because obviously Tatiana is just, like an amazing grappler, doesn't have like, some amazing striking game or whatever, just out of the octagon for a while, just always train, like, you know what I mean? Like, you never know what she's improving on, how she's actually going to go out there. She is an inch taller, has a 3-inch reach advantage. Like, obviously Yan Xiaonan has like really good boxing and really good power, but the way Zhang Weili was getting sat down with some of those shots, like, she might want to take it safe, you know? Like, there definitely is just a lot of questions on both sides for the champion and challenger heading into this
and
one.
that's why I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Like,
no, yeah,
just
for real.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
The latest finish for Tatiana Suarez is 4 minutes 33 seconds in round number 3 against Carla Esparza.
Yeah.
And obviously she's got a couple decisions, but
it's like, that's the thing. That was fucking 6.5 years ago. You know what I mean?
6.5 years ago. 6 years
she's fucking
ago,
27,
and she's only gone to decision twice to 15 minutes because her very first professional bout was 3 3-minute rounds. So even then, it wasn't even fucking 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, she's gone 15 minutes twice.
No, yeah, and one of them was against Nina Nunes.
Hey.
Nina ain't terrible. That's one of those things, though, where it's like, former champ Carlos Esparza, you're able to ground a pound, but you're not able to finish. Like, it is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I will, like, that is just all I'm trying to point out there, that it's just like, some of the level of competition is kind of, like, weird how, like, it's like, it feels like she fights either up or down to her competition almost. And that's going to be interesting to see against someone like Weili. Like,
yeah, no, I definitely get it. I don't know. I definitely have I have a lot of doubts about both of them of who's actually going to be able to get it done. But I don't know, man. Tatiana Suarez, she's fought 3 former champs before. All 3 of them she has finished by sub. I have a feeling she's going to go out there. She's going to be able to score a submission over Zhang Weili. She's probably going to get like a second round. Either it might be a Gilly, it might be a Darce. But I just feel like she's going to grab a choke on her and get the sub round too.
I wouldn't be surprised. No matter what happens, I won't be surprised. I just hope it's fun. That's all. And that's why I said it's like, yeah, Tatiana's real good with the fucking choke. So it's like, if Zhang tries to shoot, I would not be surprised if she gets yoked up for it quickly.
Oh yeah.
I'm pulling for Weili, but I can definitely see what you're saying with Tatiana being able to wrap something up real quick. It's just like, is she even going to be able to get to the ground or get into those positions against Weili? Like, how is Weili's wrestling and grappling defense going to hold up in this fight?
She's going to flow like water.
Maybe. We'll see.
I know.
4 finishes in the last 5 wins for Tatiana heading in.
Yeah.
It sucks because it's like, I don't want to root for Tatiana to lose, and like, you know, I want her to be able to do good things, and it sucks like her medical history and like now is really the time. But I absolutely cannot root for Zhang to lose, so I'm just like, fun fight.
I definitely get it.
Give me a fun fight. That's all I can root for.
With last thing on this one before we move on, because I just thought about it with Tatiana Suarez being an undefeated fighter. I looked this up the other day because I was kind of curious. We have had 10 undefeated fighters fight in the UFC so far in 2025, and 7 of them have lost their O this year.
Yeah.
And one of the people that kept their O was Hamdi Abdelwahab, who got that split decision and went in at 3-0.
Shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I always say that, like, yeah, technically you haven't lost at 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, but it's hard to consider you undefeated because you haven't really fought. Like, you gotta give it 7 to 10.
But so do you think Tatiana is gonna be able to come out on top with that O still attached?
I mean, it's possible. The biggest thing that I think that we are kind of overlooking isn't just like what we're saying about, like, you know, the technique and all that. I think one of the biggest things that we talked about a little bit with like the injury history, but like she potentially is just going to be coming in with an injury because she's just like, I can't miss this opportunity. And that's going to affect the fight no matter what. And then we're going to be like, that's going to just be a what if of what if she didn't come into this fight injured. But at the same time, she can't take that opportunity to be like, pull out of this fight, because then like the UFC's definitely not going to want her in a title fight ever again.
No, that's
now
for
it's
sure.
like very. So that is something that just kind of thought of after you said that, because it's like,
that's why I did like at the start be like, if all things go good, you know, like make way. If she's walking in with an injury, she's getting the doors blasted off her in under 3 rounds. Like I have, if it's any sort of an injury that is actually going to inhibit her in any sort of real way, she's done in under 3. There's no way she wins this fight. Like I just don't believe that. If it's like a broken hand where she can't grip as good, she doesn't have as much strength, like anything at all. Like she is absolutely going to lose this fight for sure.
But we're not talking about that. She's coming in healthy.
But yeah, so it's one of those things because no fighter comes in 100%, and like you said, she is very injury prone. So that is easily a very big possibility that she's going to be walking in Saturday night just not even close to 100% for this opportunity.
Yeah.
That we will have to see how it all plays out. 115. It's in a wacky spot right now. I feel like it would be good for Tatiana if she's able to grab it just to kind of have some life in the division. You know what I mean? Just feel like there's something going on with the new champ coming in.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of wacky,
the rest of this main card is so not pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah.
It is like, in all reality, from under the title fights down, there's one card that is deserving to be one fight on the card that's deserving to be like on a main card anywhere, even fight night, whatever. And it's not even on the main card of this one. It's on the prelims.
Yep.
So these fights is kind of crazy, the positioning of some of these. And Justin Tafa in the featured bout against Tallison Teixeira. 7-0. How you guys feel about this one? Is he going to be another victim to the undefeated fighters in 2025?
Probably not. I think he's going to go out there and knock the shit out of Tafa.
It's funny because I'm actually the exact opposite, because I went back and watched Tallison Teixeira. I watched his Contender Series fight and his last fight in LFA. He's 6'7", 6'8", long ass reach at 83 inches.
6'7", 83 inch reach. Yep.
But this dude cannot stop fighting inside the pocket. He does not have any range management whatsoever. And he is there to be hit, and he has been hit. Someone like Tafa...
I didn't even realize that Tafa's only been knocked out one time by fucking Jorgen De Castro in 2019.
Yeah.
What a shameful loss.
Hey, this is when Jorgen was still undefeated.
That means nothing. 5 fights doesn't count. You just said it.
I didn't even notice that. Honestly, I kind of just keep the
But, like, that's the thing. Like, it just is what it is with that. Like, Teixeira is there to be hit. So I think Teixeira can win. He does have the power and like the ability to win, but fighting inside the pocket against someone like Justin Tafa is not a good idea. So I feel like he might walk out of here with a 7-1 record.
Maybe it truly is. Like, you know, you come in, like, you look at some people's records in the UFC and you're just like, damn, they've only fought killers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, you got fucking Justin Tafa over here and his resume of trading wins and losses between Jorgen De Castro, Juan Adams, Carlos Felipe, Jared Vandera, Harry Hunsucker. He missed weight in that fight. Parky Porter. 2 fights with Austin Lane. You had to double up on Austin Lane because you couldn't get it done in one.
Okay, respectfully, we can't talk shit. One actually the shit out of
don't even.
But still,
30 seconds.
Not even 30 seconds. He's bleeding out of his eyeball.
It's just like, you know, like that's quite a resume. You know what I mean? To be 4-4, one no
of the
contest.
least impressive resumes that there is.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah, for real.
If Teixeira loses this fight, that is...
You shouldn't be here.
Yeah, like, that is just extra sadness of, like, yeah, there truly is no one coming up at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like, no age, no country, no, like, you know, no size, whether you're fucking slimmer or heavier, fucking tall, short and fat, it does not matter. There's no one at heavyweight. if not even Tallison Teixeira could get it done over Justin Tafa.
No, I feel that, but that's the thing. I don't know if he can get it done over Tafa.
I think
Like,
he can. He goes out there and knocks him
really
out.
hope so.
He can, but like the way he fights and how he fights, and with his reach, he shouldn't be fighting the way he fights because he is way too in the pocket and he gets hit way too often.
Maybe he's gonna pull in Nabil and really learn how to do his shit this fight.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Jimmy's monologue there of there is no one at heavyweight coming up at this point.
But also, to be fair, you lose to Justin Tafa, you're really just like one bad win away from being ranked top 15 at light heavyweight also. So it's like...
All right, let's move on.
Not wrong.
Heavyweight's in a great spot right now.
Terrible.
Moving on. Jimmy Crute, Rodolfo, Bellato, you guys feeling anything about this fight?
It's one of the weird ones. Honestly, Bellato's there to be hit. If Jimmy Crute is able to keep it on the feet, he might be able to win a decision. But
the only thing I'm feeling is I think it's going to be fun. I actually don't think this is going to go to a decision. Somebody's getting finished.
Yeah.
Probably Jimmy Crute, if I'm going to be honest with you.
More than
probably,
likely.
and it sucks because like I saw like something from Jimmy Crute. I don't know where it was that he was like talking, but like I guess he was like,
damn, he's only 28.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's
like
rough.
He was contemplating like retirement and everything, and like he kind of got like was like basically done, but then he was just like, no, like I'm too good to just quit on myself and just give up. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things.
I hope he can win then.
I
that's
know,
sad.
I know, and that's where, like you said, he's 28 years old. He has 9 fights in the UFC. He's been here since fucking 2018. You know what I mean? Like that. He came in as such a young kid, just getting some, like all right wins, having some real tough losses against real good people, and it's just one of those things where it's like, I really hope that he is just in good form, ready to go for this one, because if he is, and just like fully confident, right, I really do think he can go out there and finish Rodolfo Bellato. But if there's
been for almost 2 years.
Yeah, but if there's any bit of like doubt and like, just worry, whatever, like I don't know, he has to be fully locked in. And if he goes out there and loses, it would be just really sad of just like, oh, well, I can't do it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that sucks.
I wonder when this got booked, because he was originally supposed to fight Marcin Prachnio.
Well, Rodolfo Bellato was also supposed to fight Omar C. at one point.
Yeah.
Oh, that was May of last year. Never mind.
Just one of those things for Jimmy, in the sense of like, getting ready to fight one person, and like just I wonder how much time he had to switch over from Marcin Prachnio to Rodolfo Bellato.
God,
yeah, much different test too.
Yes.
No, yeah, because like Bellato's only been finished. He's been finished twice, but it's both those are by Vitor Petrino.
Yep.
Incredible.
He lasted longer in the second fight than the first fight, but ended all the same with a knockout. And like I said, in all honesty, the biggest reason I think that Crute can win this and potentially get a finish is this man was almost finished by Ihor Potieria.
That's true. I kind of forgot about that.
He went to life and death with Potieria until he was able to finally kill him in the second round. But
Jimmy Crute for a blast double leg round 1 into a first round Kimura win. Let's go.
Hopefully.
That's what I'm hoping for. That'd be awesome.
Also, I really thought that Bellato had more fights, but I guess it's because he's had 2 fights in the Contender Series, but it was like 1 fight in 22, 1 fight in 23. He fought once in December of 23, had the canceled fight, so we saw his name that he was supposed to fight, and now he's here. That just made it feel like a lot longer and probably more fights, No,
yes. I get it. Yeah. Only 1-0 in the UFC for Rodolfo Bellato, 4-4 and 1 draw for Jimmy Crute. So yeah, I definitely hope he's able to go out there and get it done.
Oh yeah,
that would be awesome for him. Last one on the main card, I was very surprised to see Francisco Prado was going up to 170 pounds and fighting Jake Matthews. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's like I didn't think that he I don't know if it's something where he's like, oh, just want to move up or whatever, or if it's just like opportunity up a weight class, and he's like, yeah, I could just do it, but it's like I never thought that he was like a big guy at 155
He's
or
not.
anything.
He's not the biggest.
And
He's 5'10" with a 69-inch reach.
Which
yeah,
is, to
So
be
like Max
fair,
Holloway.
which to be fair, Jake Matthews not much bigger at 5'11", 73-inch reach.
for sure, but definitely a
But-
fucking thick guy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no,
It's-
he's filled out for the weight class.
yeah. So
Jake's like not terrible. He's not great, but he's not like he's always been a solid fighter. I mean,
Yeah.
13-7 in the UFC, so
yeah, and only 30
is
years
what it
old as
is.
well.
and yeah, no, I don't know why this fight is happening.
Yeah,
In all honesty, and I feel bad for Prado because I feel like he's gonna take a beating in this fight.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it like Jake Matthews 30 years old, Prado 22. I feel like this is gonna look like a man beating up on like a fucking kid. You know what I mean? I feel like Jake Matthews is gonna go out there and manhandle him. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be rough. Like
it is.
you lost a decision to Jamie Malarkey, and 3 fights later you're up a weight class fighting Jake Matthews.
Sorry,
like,
so I do just want to say this, that he actually did make his debut at 170 pounds. He won that fight. Then he went down to 155 pounds, and he was there for a little bit, back to 170. Had a couple fights at 165, 160.
oh, okay, pro debut. Sorry, okay,
yeah,
okay.
sorry. So like just earlier on. In
Yeah. Which is
but
crazy.
No.
That's 6 years ago. He's fucking 16 years old.
yeah,
yeah.
it is
So,
crazy.
I wonder, because it's not like he's really skinny either,
For sure.
So I wonder if it's just one of those things, because it's like, yeah, it was 2 years ago when he was 20 years old against Jamie Malarkey. I wonder if this was any type of short notice or whatever. And yeah, maybe just the weight cut is harder on him. Like maybe he just like doesn't have it down yet. Maybe he doesn't have what he needs to like do it correctly. And 155 is just hard because it's like, yeah, fucking
Maybe.
16 years old. He's out here fighting 170, 165.
Yeah.
Somebody that
that's-
would benefit from a 165 division. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's one of those things where not everyone is like that
But-
big, but sometimes just, the weight sits differently. They do things differently,
No,
No,
definitely. I get it.
But like Jake Matthews been fighting in this division forever, fairly good size for the division in terms of like how he's actually physically built, and just like he's got good wrestling, and he's got pretty good striking, and he does have power. I just think going like Prado is he's gone decision in 2 of his last 3.
Those are the only 2 decisions. He can
Yeah.
only win by finish. He has 6 knockouts and 6 submissions and 2 decision losses.
Bro, Jake
Yeah.
Matthews made his UFC debut when Prado was fucking 11 years old.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Nice.
Jake Matthews,
Jake Matthews
is
is
only
30.
30.
He's only 30.
That's
He came
fucked
into the
up.
UFC.
He's an old man.
I was about to say he came into the UFC when he was 19,
Yeah.
and so it's just like he's been fighting grown ass men his whole career, and he's
Yeah, Jake's about to get this decision, huh?
Jake.
Bro, he might get a
he-
fucking TKO like stoppage.
I feel like it's
Like,
gonna be a TKO. I feel like it's gonna be a TKO, or it's gonna look like Elizu Zaleski versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Like that's how bad I think this can get for Prado.
No, I understand, man. I really don't think this is good for Prado at all. Like I mean, I don't know. It's like
Damn.
have easily been wrong on plenty of things. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But it's like,
Well, I've been excited for this fight because I was like, this is going to be a lot of fun. But now I'm just scared.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, like it definitely could just be like, if anything, I feel like round 1 is probably gonna be fucking crazy. But like,
Yeah.
round one's going to be real exciting. Then Francisco's going to get tired
yeah,
and just
Like,
be too tough.
yeah. We'll have to see how it goes, but I do think this could definitely be a real badass whooping for the 22-year-old in Prado.
Yeah.
But let's see how that shit plays out at 170 pounds. That is the main card. Absolutely packed out with names top to bottom,
Whatever you say, buddy.
On the prelims, there's obviously one fight that absolutely matters, and it's Topuria versus Volkanovski 2, right?
The fight that you can get on the free streaming service.
Yeah.
No, we have Topuria and Volkanovski at home. Topuria, Volkanovski at home.
See, I was gonna say that, and then I was like, wait, I watch those fights at home. I watch all the fights at home, so that doesn't count. That's why I gotta switch it up.
Just joking. We'll get to that one though, but nah, the
Great
real
value, Topuria Volkanovski.
the real banger though, at 155 pounds. How excited are you motherfuckers for Tom Nolan versus Slava Claus?
About as excited as I can be for a 5-minute fight.
5 minutes?
At
You
most.
give it that?
At most.
Bruh, I am scared. Because they're both down to scrap.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're gonna go out there swinging and banging, but the thing is, only one of them is very chinny.
Yeah, no. Tom Nolan
Tom
Nolan fights like he's Dan Hooker without Dan Hooker's toughness.
Yeah, but the thing is that like it's almost even still hard to say that because like he will get rocked all over the place and still win by knockout or decision himself, you know. But it's that's not the person to do that against because Slava will take advantage. You know, he won't see him hurt and just be like, he's hurt.
No, yeah, because that's the thing. He one of those guys where it's like he kind of has like a flash chin. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where it's like he's really tough and like can be hard to get out of there. But it's like if you get him right, like you can get him out of there in that quick moment, you know. But it's like you said, if you
have to like pounce on it.
Yeah.
Because he will recover and he will come back and then he will do his thing. But even with that, it's like Slava Claus is tough as shit. I don't know if Tom can knock him out, but I think Slava Claus can knock him out. So even if he recovers and goes back at it, Slava just might drop him the fuck again. Like,
yeah, man. I don't know. I really someone or both of them are getting absolutely fucked up in this fight. You know what I mean?
I think both of them are gonna get up.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Quick flash KO.
Tom Nolan with the 4 inches in height and reach advantage.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to double check because I knew he's fucking big boy in there at 155. But
6'3", 73-inch reach to 5'11", 69-inch reach.
Yeah.
Oh, the average welterweight build.
Nah, his arms are too short. Need to be at least 76.
But yeah, great fight at 155 pounds. Who knows who's gonna come out on top? But wouldn't be surprised if whoever ends up winning just gets like a solid, just a good step up. You know, just like a good name in the division. That's just gonna be another absolute banger because it's 155. You know.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, what fights are you guys excited for on the prelims?
Well, I have a stat. This card
Let me
has
hear.
5 undefeated fighters on it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
We got Hyun Park. We got Cody Steele. We got
Colby Thicknesse.
Yep, Colby. And then Tallison and Tatiana.
Yep.
All right. Hyun Park, he's probably gonna keep his though.
Yeah, probably.
More than likely.
Yeah, he definitely seems like a very solid prospect at 125 pounds coming out of South Korea.
Yes, to where I was excited about Tumendemberel. He did. He's probably gonna win.
Yeah, you think Hyun Park will be able to get the finish over him?
I mean, he's never been finished. Or
do you think he goes to the second decision in his career?
I don't know.
I think second. This man has only lost or won via, in terms of decisions, Tumendemberel has only gone to split decisions. He's 1-1.
Well, we'll see how that one plays out. I do think that's a very fun fight for the prelim opener. That should be some good stuff. But
just so crazy how hard we're reaching at straws to talk about this damn card right now.
No, for real.
I was gonna go back to it, but Volk versus Topuria too. You know what I mean? How hyped are you guys?
Aleksandre Topuria versus Thicknesse.
You say this like we know anything about either of these fighters, except for Aleksandre Topuria is the older brother of Ilya Topuria.
And he must be the worst brother because he's 5-1
exactly.
at 29.
Yeah, I saw like a stat that it was like his opponents or whatever. It was like a combined record of like 13-60 or something.
I remember that I looked at this, but I forgot. Bad. I'll read them off. His pro debut, he beat a guy that was 0-3. Nice. He beat a guy that was 1-1. Nice. Lost to a guy making his debut.
Nice.
So he, at this point, he's 2-1 and beat a guy that was 7-18 and 1 draw.
Perfect.
Then beat a guy that was 1-9.
Nice.
And then got his first positive record of 3-1. And now he's here.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely
losing.
incredible. Yeah, I do think he probably loses this one.
So let's look
It's
at
like-
Colby
He also hasn't
Thicknesses.
fought since May of 23. So it's been just a couple months short of 2 years as well.
So maybe he's improved a lot.
Oh, he's Colby's already off to a better start. 0-0 in his pro debut. 4-0 in his second fight. 4-5, 7-3, 3-3, 4-2, 5-3.
Yep. Real records.
Oh yeah.
2 KO wins, 2 submissions, 3 decisions.
But hell yeah. Other than that, really not the most going on this card. Should be some just good fights overall. Hopefully get some good
Yeah.
action. I know for the draft, I got Dricus on this card for myself. I don't remember who you have on this gate. I know you have to have someone.
I have to, unless was it somebody that
It was supposed to be Cody Haddon.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
it's
yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
be.
Yep.
Because
I
Haddon
know.
was supposed to fight Topuria. God damn it.
Yeah.
You have nobody, Ginger.
I know.
Damn.
I was about to say, I know I have nobody.
What do you have?
Dricus. What a lonely,
Dricus.
lonely weekend in the draft. Just me with
Dricus pull out.
one fight at the very top of the card, last
Yeah.
one.
Okay,
Crazy.
actually, though. If Dricus had to pull out and they have no backup fighters,
Dricus and Tatiana pull out.
dude, no, okay,
Would
but
this be the second canceled event?
they would have to cancel the event.
I really don't know.
Give
what
everyone
they would
half their money back?
Because I do think it would only be the second time it'd have to be canceled.
do. Tom Nolan Slava main event.
New main event: Tallison Teixeira versus Justin Tafa.
Bro, that would go so fucking crazy.
Bro, that's a real great fun game that we could play at times of just like, all right, UFC card loses main and co-main event. What the fuck could possibly happen? Like, you know,
Right.
is there anything that's salvageable? Like, depending on like who's available. Like, yeah, that.
This one?
Oh,
No, dog.
yeah. This
No.
one would be absolutely fucked.
This one would be fucked. They'd have like to try and call a middleweight, like because they would all not. The only one, the only
Izzy.
two close enough are Izzy and Whitaker, who could make that call.
Yeah. But it's a fun card. You know, hopefully it all ends up real good.
I think it will.
Let's go. We do got some fight news to talk about for this episode though, and we got some real
Yes.
good ones to talk
Yeah.
about, honestly. Some real good shit. Let's start with the first one. I mean, I guess
Shocked.
I really shouldn't be, but because it does make a lot of sense. It's a
Yeah.
great fight. Bobby Green, King, I should say, is taking on Mauricio Ruffy, the guy that is been the most hyped out of all the fighting nerds people, the one that everyone says is the best from the gym and all that. I don't know. I personally don't think that he's close to the top two, honestly. But
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I think
this is a
Prado
banger of a fight. How do you feel?
Oh yeah, no, this fight is gonna be sick as hell. The head movement of fucking Bobby of King Green, and then just like the striking of Ruffy. This is gonna be a banger of a fight for if it goes all the way to a decision or it gets finished in the first round. Like this is gonna be a fun ass fight.
Yeah. That's really all there is to say to that, because I feel like both men can finish each other. So it's just when and if it
Mhm.
happens, and if it doesn't, like you said, just a banger. The one thing though that will stand out to me is Mauricio's last fight with James Lyontop. Now it
Mhm.
did end up being it was short notice for James, so it ended up going to a catch weight of 165, and then James still missed weight.
Yeah.
But damn, did Mauricio just like not have the best cardio in there, you know?
Yeah.
Noticeably slowed down, noticeably had less energy. Thankfully, James was even worse off. But like, if he looks like that against fucking Mr. King Green,
yeah.
oh, he could be fucked.
No,
Like,
that is 100% for sure. Because because they're both incredibly slick strikers in different ways. I'm
Mhm.
wondering if one of them is, if just with them kind of, like clashing together, if one is just going to be more suited for the other, or if it's just going to be real good, fun 15-minute scrap, where it's like no one really gets clipped too bad because like they're just trying for big flashy things, but they're just avoiding the big flashy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And to be fair to Goofy, in that fight, Line Top did shoot on six takedowns. Papa Green is not shooting on a single takedown.
Very true. Very
That's true.
Like, I think he learned his lesson from shooting a takedown on Patty Pimblett. Hopefully.
No shame in that. That's gonna age like fine wine. You know what I mean?
I can't wait till
Patty for champ 2026.
Can't wait for him to get
when literally everyone leaves the division.
Yeah, for real.
Nah, he's beating everybody, taking out all the big names: Dustin, Justin, Olives, Max.
You know what? No, let's get the actual like.
Armin just doesn't exist.
Right. Big name. What the fuck?
Let's get the fight we need at 155. The real fight.
Ilya versus Patty.
I was gonna say Patty versus Mateus Gamrot because I need to see which one is the actual fraud.
Absolutely terrible, but that would be a lot of fun. A better fight
Sorry,
at
I needed to talk
155
shit.
pounds, though. A much better fight at 155, and a fight that's actually booked. Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper.
Yo, why Chase Hooper trying to take out all the old men?
I know it is a little sad. He called him out in his last one over Clay Guida. We didn't want this, and they gave it to him. God damn it. He's going to make it look so cool and awesome and fun and sad all at the same time. And then Jim's just going to be such a great sport about it and be like, you're doing great, kid. Keep doing what you're doing and you'll be champ one day. And then, you know what I mean? It's just going to be a real good moment between them. I'm going to want to cry and laugh and be happy all at the same time. With that said, Chase Hooper first round sub.
Yeah.
Guillotine. Stars.
I don't. Because that's the thing where it's like Jim is going to be way more game than Clay. You know what I mean? So it's like this could end up in any position, and Chase could grab anything. You know what I mean? Like from head to toe, Chase is going to find something to wrap up and get the sub.
Chase Hooper gets the first toe hold in years.
Let's go. Moving on, though, in some fights, Loopy taking on Julia Polastri. It was supposed to be Yasmin Hauergi, I'm pretty sure, taking on Julia, but Yasmin pulled out. Loopy steps in. So definitely sad to see Yasmin losing a fight and pulling out of that. I didn't see what she actually pulled out for, so hopefully nothing too big or anything, but just been kind of talking about what's going on with Loopy, where she's at, you know what I mean? And here she is stepping in short notice like she loves to do to take on an opponent that she's probably going to beat.
Super short notice, though, because it is March 29th, so she does have some time. But yeah, I'm happy about
3 fight camps for her.
So I'm just happy about this fight because she is on a 2-fight losing streak to Virna and Mackenzie. Absolutely no shame in it, but break the streak. Let's fucking go. Fuck Julia. All respect, but
hell yeah, I 100% agree. Just like you said, the 2-fight losing streak to those two people, there's no shame in that. Such a big step in competition. She's probably going to look great in it.
No, 100%.
We've been wondering where she's at when she's getting a fight. Motherfucking the only Thai woman in the UFC. I think the only Thai fighter in the UFC, right?
I think so.
Pretty sure. Loma Lukbumi. She is back taking on Ariana Carnelosi.
Her opponent doesn't matter. I'm just happy she's back.
That's
really all it is.
No, all I was gonna say is we'll find out if she's the only Thai fighter in the UFC because it'll say it on that card at the bottom.
For sure.
Fun facts.
Because Ariana, she's definitely a very tough and physical fighter. So I don't know the exact size and everything between them. I can only imagine Ariana.
Tiny.
I know
5'1" with the 61.5-inch reach. Ariana, okay, she's actually the same size, basically 5'2", 61.5-inch reach.
Beautiful. I love that for Loma. That's so good. Because Ariana is gonna be way more physical in there, but I just hoping that Loma is able to be technical enough, keep it, just stand and land some great shots. If it goes to the grappling at all, being able to reverse it, get the better position.
You want to know what's really fucking funny? Both of them only have 2 losses in the UFC. Both of them to Angie Hill first, and then Loopy.
Perfect.
Not in a row, but those were their losses. The only 2 losses.
That's why this fight's happening. It was meant to be.
Loma 6-2 though, and Ariane 3-2, and the last one she won because of Piera Rodriguez with the intentional headbutts.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Let's go Loma
So-
by decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see how that one plays out. This one, I was so incredibly sad. I cannot believe how fucking blessed Ginger got with his draft in this goddamn mix him up, switch him up. I absolutely hate it. It was supposed to be his draft pick, Asu Almabayev, taking on my draft pick, Steve Ursig. Super excited. It was going to be great. Yeah. But then they absolutely blessed Ginger, pulled Ursig out of that fight, putting him. I don't think it's official. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Mexico City and the 145 division, because there's a whole lot of shit with negotiations behind the scenes we don't know about that's causing all of this shit. But Asu Almabayev is now, instead of fighting a top 15 fighter and a former title challenger in Steve Ursig, taking on Alan Nascimento. How happy are you, Ginger, about this?
A lot happier than the Steve Ursig fight. This is gonna be Asu's just gonna win this fight outright. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan, another guy that has been out for 2 years. He's the only one actually pushing over the mark of 2 years because his last fight was January 14th, 23.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Asu by WrestleFuck. Let's go.
Alan by sub. Asu's gonna try to wrestle him, and then Alan's gonna
That would
throw
be
up something
sad.
slippy.
That would be real sad and bad. That would not be good.
I don't know. If he tries to wrestle fuck him, that'd probably be a little fucking dumb. He has 4 decision wins, 1 knockout win, and 15 submission wins. This is what the Duke does. Take him to the ground, and he's probably gonna sub him.
And Asu has 9 submission wins.
1 submission loss.
Bro, if Alon grabs this, oh my goodness.
I'm just saying.
Where is his
good.
submission loss at?
Asu?
Yeah, because I'm
I don't
scrolling down and it says
Punches and decisions.
punches to Garrett Ulanbekov in his fifth
Okay, they
fight.
fucked up and they just put the wrong one. They
Yeah.
just put it in the wrong thing. Yeah,
know.
that's really funny.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I do think that Asu will be able to get it done. And then
Like,
yeah, with
tap the
that,
strikes?
not official, but Brandon Moreno, Steve Ursig.
Potential.
It was
It's a
the
great
strikes.
fight.
Okay.
It's gonna end up being fun, but that's not what the fuck Steve Ursig needs right now at
Not at
all
all.
on
No.
a 2-fight losing streak to
The top of the fucking division.
yeah, literally
Yeah.
the current champ and fucking Kai Kara France, who's rumored to fight Pantoja in his next one. So it's like
Yep.
you have the champ and title challenger. Like why are you fighting former champ and number 2 contender?
Yeah, I don't know.
from-
Terrible. Very sad.
beating he fought Moreno, Royval, and then he's gonna go Kai back to Royval.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens though. Kevin Holland is definitely doing his damnedest to do what he said of trying to get 6-7 fights this year. And
Yep.
he is back in London against Gunnar Nelson, who's returning off a 2-year layoff. I love that.
Yeah, cool. Why do we keep putting Holland against grapplers?
Yeah, but this is a fun one though.
No,
Because
like-
Gunnar is like a very good grappler, but he's
Yeah.
like been out for a while. He's older. He's got to be at least 37.
He's 36.
Okay. So yeah, 36
Almost.
years old. Like yeah,
No, I
this
get
is
that. It's
easily a winnable fight for Kevin Holland.
Also,
but
is this back down
I
at
do know-
170?
Probably.
Yes.
That's Kevin Holland, man. Just give him a
Doesn't
fucking month
matter.
and a half. He'll make 170. It's fine.
It's just funny
I don't
because
think
he
needs
didn't
that long.
he didn't even want to fight at 170. It's just funny.
He gets offered fights and he takes them because he wants to make money. So let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kevin Holland will have 2 fights by March. So that's awesome.
Yep.
How excited were you guys when you heard about Michelle Pajeda and Abuz Magomedov?
Okay, I'm gonna say
It's gonna
something.
be such an exciting first minute.
I was about to say, how excited can I get for 2 minutes of a fight?
Yeah, like with you saying fucking Tom Nolan Slava, like how like fun for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
bro. It's one of those things where it's like they both have had their moments of like, no, I'm gonna be smart, I'm gonna do things right, and I will take it to a decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope that does not happen in this one, because this fight should only be about a minute, and that's all it needs to find out who's coming out on top, and it should be
Yeah.
Michelle Pajeda.
you know what? I am scared that after Michelle's terrible loss to Fluffy, that he might come out and be like, I can't do this. Because that is like a super possibility, because that's what he did, and he got fucked for it.
Yeah. True, but it's Fluffy, who is like a grappling machine, and he knows that a boost can also gas himself out if he does too much. That? I mean, yeah, a boost has done that plenty of times.
I'm saying, but does he know that?
He has to know that. He ain't dumb.
See, you said that it's only going to take about a minute for us to find out who's going to win this fight, and it should be Michelle. And I was like, in the opposite corner of, it probably should be a boost, because Michelle's probably going to gas even harder in that first minute.
Like, he can definitely gas harder, but I feel like he's just way more physical than a boost in there, you know? And it's like, I just wouldn't be surprised if this is... They go out there, they're swinging, exchanging. Michelle lands something big, grabs the neck, chokes him out, or, you know.
I mean, that's entirely possible. I could also see... You want to know what I really want to see? Like, just at some point, not necessarily this fight, but this is just now something that's in my head. I need to see someone else do what Fedor did against Arlovsky, where he knocked him out midair.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a good fight for that.
Yeah, very true. But yeah, definitely going to be some wacky shit in this one, for sure.
Yes.
This next fight, I was very surprised. I'm very interested, but I'm also very nervous. Marina Rodriguez is taking on our girl, Jillian Robertson. What a big test for Jillian.
Yeah.
Yes.
It obviously, like, it's just going to be a very hard fight. Do you think that, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, just she can win, but, like, do you think that's going to be the most likely thing? Do you think she'll be able to go out there, grab the takedown on Marina and get a sub, or just be able to rock out the decision?
It's like she's been
some ground and pound.
She's been looking real aggressive in there. She's definitely been putting it together and doing enough to win these decisions. As to where Marina is on a 2-fight losing streak, both split decisions. Yep. Jessica Andrade and Yasmin Lucindo.
36 years old now too, right?
37.
37.
Yeah. Gonna be 38 in April, so she will actually be 38 by the time this fight happens.
Yeah, I forgot that this one was booked out for a bit.
Yeah, May 3rd. So obviously freshly 38, but she'll be 38 when it happens.
Yep.
It's like, I do think that Jillian probably can get it done, because she has just been looking good, and you know, if she goes out there and does that. But I don't know, man. It's like, Marina's still solid too, but I don't know. Maybe she's just getting old. Jillian's gonna do it. Never mind, because I was just looking at her record, and it's like her last win was Michelle Waterson Gomez in 23, which obviously Michelle, and then split decision over Yan Jianan in 22. So it's like, that's going back a couple of years, and it's like, yeah, maybe Jillian can get it done, and she's just the person that's really putting these people up in the rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Jillian's movement has to be on fucking point. Her
Yes.
footwork and her head movement and stuff, because if she's just too much of her usual of like, I'm gonna go forward and grab you, she's getting knocked the fuck out in this one, honestly. Like, oh my god. Oh, I'm so worried for her, but it's like, goddamn, if she can go out there and do her thing and look good, that's so amazing for her. So
yes,
very intrigued by this one. Let's see how that plays out for sure.
I will say this is more than likely going to have to go to this. She is going to have to be on point for a whole 15 minutes, because Rodriguez has only been finished once via KO TKO by Amanda Lemos in the 3rd round.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Marina, like you said, being freshly 38 by the time it happens, just really losing that step and getting a bit too older. And it's like, if she is and just isn't there, I would not be surprised if Jillian's able to get a sub over her 2nd, 3rd round in the fight.
Yeah.
But let's go. Higher on up in the division, we said that there was no backup for the title fight on UFC 312, and that's because, of course, Virna's already booked in a fight against Yan Xiaonan, right? That's the reason why. Just like why Magomed didn't get a title fight, because he was already booked.
I mean, this got booked after, but
I know, but It's just one of those
How can he
things.
fight? He's already booked.
But how you feel about Yan Xiaonan versus Virna John D. Roba going at it?
They really don't want Virna to have a title shot.
I don't understand why. I don't get it.
Yeah.
That is what I've gotten out of this so far.
So have they fought before?
No.
Oh wow, one of the fucking rare again new matchups at 115 pounds. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I figure they had to have fought within like sometime in the last 8 years.
Looked, which is why I had the answer right there.
Very nice.
It is funny though that Virna has been booked twice against Tatiana, both times having to get canceled.
I mean, the first one she did cancel it. She was the one with the knee injury.
It is just one of those things though, like where it's just funny that they've been booked twice.
I don't know, honestly. Both of them are solid. Virna has been putting it together. She's got herself on a nice 4-fight win streak, all top 15 opponents. You know what I mean? Jan's only lost in the past couple years is Zhang Weili, though. So is
I'm because it's like it does just suck that it's like Virna should just be in the backup spot. You know what I mean? And just whatever if it's not needed, then okay. Like just however it plays out. Like she should be getting a title fight with the state of the division, like you said, a 4-fight win streak. But I'm very intrigued to see how this fight goes. If Virna can get Yan Xiaonan down, get a sub over her. I
was gonna say she's gonna sub her.
Yeah, that's definitely where I'm leaning towards. But I would not be surprised if Yan just puts some fucking hands on her and beats her the fuck up too. So
that's entirely possible. Yeah.
Interesting fight at 115 pounds for sure. Last two things. Next one. Unconfirmed fight, but some potential here for this to be going on. UFC 314 in Miami. How do you motherfuckers feel about Benoit Saint Detroit coming back to defend his top 15 spot against formerly ranked, currently unranked Joel Alvarez?
Oh God,
bro, this is a fun fight.
This is fun.
It's a thriller, is what it is.
Oh God,
shit.
It's so good. It's so good. It's going to be wild for as long as it lasts.
Joel out here with the average welterweight build with a 6'3" height and 77-inch reach.
Yes.
So he's definitely got that over Benoit, who's 5'11", 73-inch reach. Kind of got long arms too, but obviously Joel just freak.
Yep.
So
it's like, because Joel did say that he did want to move up to 170 pounds, but he would stay if he was getting like a big fight. So actually someone in the top 15, like obviously Benoit 2-fight losing streak now, losing a lot of that hype and momentum, but still just a good name for sure. I'm worried for Benoit in this one, honestly.
Yeah, this is a rough fight. So like you said, 2-fight losing streak, it's not looking good for him. Like, I don't know. He got knocked the fuck out by Dustin. I know it was the doctor stoppage with Moicano, but that was a rough first round.
Yeah.
And if Joel gets him in the same position in round 1, Joel gets him out of there.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah. Especially like...
It's hard.
Considering Joel... Like, yeah, Benoit's never been subbed, but he's also, like, was undefeated before coming to the UFC.
Yeah.
And Joel Alvarez, 17 wins via submission.
It's like, I know that Joel has a lot of subs, and he's very good with grappling.
Yeah.
And it's like with Benoit getting dominated in the grappling that first round against Moicano.
Yep.
I just feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, of just us talking about where it's like that fucking top pressure of Moicano is different, man, you know, and like I just don't know if Joel actually has that same kind of like physical pressure to put on Benoit. I feel like it's going to be way more scrambly in the grappling, and if Benoit can initiate it and get on top, I feel like he's going to be the one that's going to be more physical and can find the path to victory. I feel like he's really going to struggle on the feet in this fight.
I see, and I think so too, but like that's the thing. I don't think he's the one who should be initiating grappling, because I feel like he could get caught up into a guillotine, into a darce. Like those are Joel's favored submissions, are guillotines and darces. And so putting yourself into a position where that's possible is not great for you. But standing on the feet with him is gonna also not be great for you. So it's, pick your poison, and he might actually better on the feet because of the physicality.
I see, and that's where I feel like the physicality will play more in the grappling, and it's like because it definitely is going to be rough. Like, like smartest game plan is he backs fucking Joel up against the cage, he grabs a clinch, and then like body lock trips him out, takes him down. You know what I mean? Like you said, he should not be shooting out like doubles out at range or anything like that. If he's doing that, then yeah, he's absolutely fucked. But he's definitely got to get him up against the cage before he shoots. That is for sure. But yeah, that banger fight thriller is fuck. Oh my goodness, I can.
Yeah.
Yep. Last bit of news. Ginger tossing it in here right before we started. Dmitry Menchikov, one championship Muay Thai fighter. He is serving a legal notice to one championship, so that's great in these times. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ginger, you want to talk about it more?
No, just like he's frustrated with only getting one fight per year. It's not something that's sustainable for a competitive athlete. This coming all from low kick MMA. But like he even cited several fighters have left recently because of being frustrated, like Sage Northcutt and Reiner de Ritter. And I think the best solution for me, and I think that's the best solution for me as well. My contract only has a few months left on it anyway. At this point, it's probably easier for us all to go our separate ways. Like, and honestly, it's just like
it's so shitty, man.
It is so shitty, and like one championship is just like continuing to be like that one promotion where it's just like, maybe it's like where it's like they're just as bad, if not worse, contractually than the UFC.
Yeah, because I feel like it's just one of those things where them having all the different, just like combat sports and everything, it's very good to just bring in that, like, just to have like, okay, like, let me check this out. But it's just comparatively with all of them, MMA is their weakest one, other than grappling, which is the newest. So like, that's like actually the weakest. But it's like in terms of like having multiple champions and like everything, MMA is their weakest. But that's going to be your biggest moneymaker. But they just don't have anything going on, and it's just it's just really rough.
All their MMA fighters want to leave, or they just move over to a different sport, like fucking John Lineker, who went to Muay Thai for what now, 3-4 fights, and is now going to be fighting in kickboxing.
Yep.
And so it's just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. It definitely just continuously not looking good for one in other organizations that aren't the UFC. So yeah, just a landscape of MMA is always great.
Hey, KSW is doing good.
Free Patchy Mix.
Free Patchy.
Another fucking person from the PFL. It's like Patchy has obviously been outspoken about the fact that like, hey, get me a fight. But as of, I forget, yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever, he's just like, bro, release me. PFL, if you're not going to give me a fight, let me go. And it's just so shitty to see these guys because like, obviously it sucks for like Pitbull or fucking Musasi in them, you know what I mean? But Patchy is the only one of them that's still in his physical fucking prime, just holding that belt like, bro, let me defend it in my prime, doing the best that I can and being the best that I can. And just not being able to get him a fight, you know what I mean? It's like, if you can't get him a fight, same shit, let him go to the UFC. There's plenty of fights there and they'd be great.
Yeah. And because that's where it's like, I honestly understand less of dropping Pitbull, right? I mean, obviously he was very outspoken, so it does make sense. But it's like with Patchy, obviously, like they're like the fans like him, like there's something there with him. But even at the point of like Bellator, there was nothing left for him in the 135-pound division. He did it all. PFL absorbed it, and they didn't have anyone. They didn't have that division. Like he already beat Maga again. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like, and you like did an unnecessary rematch and only made him look worse than that. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing left for you to do with him. Just like you said, while he's in his prime, drop him and just let him go do his thing. Like you're not gonna make any fucking money off of his name anyway. Like just let him make some money off of his own name. Like that.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I've been telling you PFL's a money laundering scheme for a while now.
Yeah,
They're not a fight
It'll
organization.
probably
They
be
are
sold off in a couple of years.
They are a money laundering scheme.
But yeah, so with all of that, hopefully just these other promotions can just do right by some of these fighters. That's obviously not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Like
but
I said, KSW seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, man, I don't be
Like-
fucking hearing nothing about fucking them. They've been around for like a decade or some shit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never heard anything from like someone like a former champion like Hyun or Mateus Gamrot, people like that. So
Yep.
they must be doing something right.
Hell yeah. Well, let's go. That's it for this episode of the podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did, and we will catch you on the review to this hopefully epic card from Australia.
Hopefully.
Let's go. Peace out, everyone.
Peace.